Hey YouTube, Tyler Parsons here again. So if you want to build some more power on those longer drives that you're looking for, we need to be doing some Olympic lifts, some fast explosive movements. Today we're going to break down the power clean, so stick around and I'll walk you through it. All right, everybody, so let's look at the power clean. Now, we've already broke down the deadlift. A lot of you really enjoyed that and wanted some more content along those lines, so you can see I've got a couple different weights. We know that we're going to be using our simple little speed stick there, dowel rod, whatever. We just want something light. I've got my nice little weight loaded up already to walk you through those, and also a dumbbell, okay? Now, whenever we go into some of the explosive movements, they're tricky in the sense that sometimes it's easier to learn with the heavier weight, yet the heavier weight, whenever we go to cheat it, can cause injury, okay? So if we go too light, it's tough to really hammer out the form because we're not engaging, but too heavy and we still mess up. So a lot of repeat here, all right? The motion almost on all these starts from down in here. So we're right back to the ankles, okay? We have to have good stability as well as good dorsiflexion there, making sure they can bend and load, but everything's still bracing, doing its job. We need the knees functioning properly to where they're not flying out or caving in. We also don't want them tracing too far out over those toes. We need a good hip hinge to where we can sit down into it to really build up and get basically our butt under us to help thrust it. Because what we don't want is a huge strain on that back, okay? We're wanting more of that little vertical and get everything to work all together. Now, where the power plane is going to be a little bit different since we have that same motion is as we come up, we're now to here. If we've used the ground force correctly and put enough thrust in, up and through here, it should be weightless, okay? And then we just have to have good shoulder rotation and catch, all right? So, we'll walk you through one real quick. We'll sort of see where that is. Again, feet shoulder width apart, sometimes a little bit wider, depends. I've got my nice little grip. Back has to stay nice and straight. You'll see that I'm dropping that butt down. I'm coming up from here, and I want to do all of mine from a hang position, meaning just below that knee, but using that force to come up, nice and tall, make it weightless. Flipping, catching, back down, getting set. Up and explode, okay? Where do you need to start? What do we need to do? Again, we want all those segments working together. If we start with our stick, what I'd really encourage you to do is get in front of a wall, mirror, anything that's going to restrict this going out. Big fault I see with a lot of the golfers is they want to lift it and it's out into here. That's no good, okay? We want it tracing a nice straight line and we have to get out of its way. So it's very close to the body. Ways for you to work on this. Grab that light club and do what I was just doing. Work through a couple of those motions, focusing on that back, sticking that butt out, loading, and getting comfortable with where that club needs to be oriented, okay? As that gets better, one of the things that people really struggle with is this upward motion, okay? So you could take and do some upright rows just to get this pull down and make it very easy to up and flip that under, okay? Now just don't make the weight too heavy because anything in through that shoulder, I'm always very cautious with everybody, but especially the golfers. But you can see how that's sort of just rotating under, and the weight itself really isn't moving much while I'm doing that, okay? So again, we can just progress on. We've got that good. We know how to get into that nice seated position. The last piece that we really need to focus on is making it weightless, okay? That's what's gonna make something like this doable. If you are moving slowly, that's gonna be a beast to get up, lift, and flip, all right? So from Again, you're always going to see I stand up and get loaded. From this hang position, we're up almost into a jump, okay? We're trying to get the hips engaged, trying to get that butt up, find those glutes, extending with that back a little bit, and then going to the toes, okay? So from there, I'm up. You can see it sort of wants to bounce. The harder I jump, the more it goes up. And last but not least, we're up and flipping, okay? So there is a little bit of a pull. Hopefully from this you can see why we hammer out basically that rehab to get the body working correctly. But then the things that we do in the gym with the medicine balls and some of those lifts I've been showing you to help make this easier and better. We know without a doubt, the more that we can move, the more force you can produce, especially with that ground force, the more you're going to be able to load. Use those vertical ground forces, those rotational forces, pick up that club head speed, hit some longer drives, make golf a little bit more fun. Hope this was helpful for you guys. Make sure to subscribe, help me grow the brand. Check out ParsonsGolfPerformance.com for some more tips.